You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello and Happy New Year.
It's Niall.
Happy New Year. It's cold
And
out.
it's Steve. Right, you're right. It is cold out.
Cold in here.
Probably wear a jumper.
I'm wearing a scarf. Like, I'm fucking freezing in here.
In this episode, we are covering anime that airs the week, a much warmer week of, well, actually 3 weeks. That's the 3 weeks of December the 14th to January the 3rd, 2024 and 2025. Starting, there's no chance we're going to remember everything we haven't in these, so I think we're going to have to do these a lot more punchier.
That's fine. We'll manage it.
Go write your TD about it.
Yes, Detective Conan, episode 1145. The Hotel Serial Bombing Case, Part 2. We were right. We followed the clues.
We were 100% right. I did need to solve a word puzzle, which I feel great about. However, there's a bigger crime at play here now. Do you know, like, murder
Tax evasion.
happens every week. We don't. Oh no. It's so big a crime.
Video piracy.
You're close. You're very close. It's
Regular piracy.
No, it is the spreading of marijuana, if you will, the ganja.
The devil's lettuce.
That's right. Hashish.
I must have done it under the influence. All this murders under the marijuana poisoning.
The whole thing about the air purifier in the room was a red herring. It's not that he's smoking in the room when he really fucking shouldn't be. It's a non-smoking fucking hotel. It's that he's smoking cigarettes to cover up the flavor of the reefer that he's constantly smoking when he's in the fucking thing.
Yes. So the bombing campaign was to frame the blonde-haired guy, Danji Rinzaki.
That's one thing we were wrong about. We thought it was a copycat, but the prior bombing things were to set up this bombing situation to frame that guy. Yeah.
Yes, because it's a slightly just deceiving next episode preview.
Yeah.
Because the evacuation of the building is not related to a bomb. It's related to the mysterious old man and his chauffeur. Yes, because he's trying to frame and kill Denji. Aruto is because Aruto, the bellboy, is a drug dealer, and Danji was blackmailing him. We're blackmailing him to sell the weed cheaper to Danji.
If you don't sell me your cannabis very cheap, I'm gonna tell the cops that you deal in dope. And the amount of times that tiny British cop is just like, he deals pot. Get out of here, you damn pothead. You know, it's just like fucking hell. Like I think is it legal in the UK? I think it's fine.
No,
Medically,
it's not. But
medically
Jesus
fine.
Christ, like you can't walk anywhere, and it's just around it. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't seem high in their priorities at all. Why bother? Why bother criminalizing anything? Why bother chasing down anything for it? The time is better spent elsewhere, like casting homeless people or defending racist politicians.
I'm saying with murders and bomb threats, like, I'm not really concerned about marijuana. Like, that's not a big high on my list of priorities.
Yes, because Mary.
Unless in Japan, in which case it's like right up there. I mean, like,
it's
a bombing we can understand, but smoking the marijuana, I mean, your career is over. Going away for life.
You don't have to make a public apology for blowing up a hotel. That's fine.
That bombing could have been in self-defense, for all you know.
Yeah,
because Mary makes sure that Masumi turns in Danji to the police as well, not just that they arrest Naruto.
It's important that he gets caught for smoking as well as the guy who's dealing it and bombing hotels to cover this up.
An amazingly smug Conan as he appears behind Naruto as Naruto's going, I guess I'm going to have to explain my clues to you. The bomb is in, and then Conan goes, whatever the room number is, and then he starts flicking a knife in Conan's face.
Because he's a drug dealer, and obviously he's armed at all times. He's like, I'm just going to cut you, small child. It's like, not if I dart you, because that is a standard thing that I have. This is not even a threat to me at this stage. That's why I'm so
drugs. I got some drugs right here.
That's legal, though. It's legal to drug your detective your detective's dad's friend. Whatever.
Anybody you feel like, as long as it's
anyone
in
you
the name
feel
of
like,
justice.
mostly that one guy, but anyone else as well.
Yeah, and then this all gets settled up when I guess he's middle-aged because he's got yellow hair rather than white hair. The bearded man who was driving around, the mysterious old man with the breathing mask in the previous arc, shows up at the hotel, sets off the smoke alarm, and they have to evacuate the building. And then the old man gets to see Mary Sarah in her childlike form. And
the whole thing was a setup just to see what she looks like as a kid for further plans down the line.
Yes, but then the question is, he's interested in this, but then why was he also interested in the guys in Osaka? No, Kyoto. They were in Kyoto. It was the Osaka guys in Kyoto.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? So why was he showing up at that mansion as well to look at these people?
He's just writing them all down, making a list. Like
yeah. And we should say that the old man is just in shadow. He's not in culprit face.
Yeah. He's not culprit Hanazawa. He hasn't done any murders yet. Not yet.
Yeah, he's anyway. More on this plot twist in the next arc. That'll be for next week. Because it's a nice, simple story. The big major arc bit is the last bit with the smoke alarm, and just like the usual back and forth between Masumi and Conan of like, yeah, I know you're not Conan, I know you're Shinichi.
But I mean, like, then you get the reverse of that. It was like, I'm not hiding a tiny British woman in my closet. Yeah,
and then like having, oh no, we can't have the bomb go off because otherwise we're going to have to evacuate the building, and then the building gets evacuated. So on to the New Year's episodes next time, of which we're getting 4 in a row, 2 arcs in a row.
Oh,
madness! Yeah,
and a new OP, which basically is just like a big trailer for the major arc this year.
It's the wrong.
Oh, you're breaking up there, Niall, at least on my end. Let me just double check that's not me.
I got it's the rum, but that's as far as I got as well.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I know why. Bear with me a moment.
That's it for Conan. Then we've got 2 episodes of Puniru as a Kawaii Slime. Episode 11, Scoop Up a Spoonful of Christmas, which I watched before Christmas. And episode 12, A Lovely Puniful Destination, that I watched about 45 minutes ago.
I feel like it's still seasonally appropriate, so I think that you're fine for that. Yeah.
Yes. The 11 is the second half of the Christmas 2-parter. The things I remember are the Christmas cake competition, where everybody brings in things which aren't Christmas cakes. They just look like Christmas cakes.
Well, yes and no. Like the two gals in class, they like one of them made a cake, but they burned the shit out of it. It's just like, good effort. You actually made it for me, but it's not very cute. You don't pass. Also, it was for your boyfriend, so not for me, so you don't pass. And then the 2 lads, we got you a cake from the shop. It's like, yep, that's the idea of Christmas cake. Strawberry jam, like, nice filling, spongy. But you just bought from the shop, so not cute at all. You fail.
It's very harshly thing. Literally, the only thing, as she keeps thinking, is like, the only thing that actually will win this is Kotaro making a cake specifically for me, Puniru. That's the only winning cake in her estimation, but they're all trying anyway.
Yes, so Nampa makes his out of craft materials.
It looks amazing. Like the kid's got some crafting chops. If the Beyblade fucking business ever bottoms out, like, he can always go into arts and crafts. Yeah.
It's like one of those illusion cakes, except it's not an illusion, it's just a load of shite. It's very Cake Boss style, where it's like only partially edible. It's all like fucking mechanical on the inside.
Who makes the one out of the hard sugar candy?
That is Mami,
Mami,
because it's a traditional Japanese kind of sweet, even though it will break all your fucking teeth. So, I mean, like a cake-sized version of it. So not great
but
there.
Being a slime, you can digest mostly anything, including all of the like modeling clay and whatever that Nampa did. It's like, it's pretty good. You don't put a lot of heart into that. Good mouthfeel on that modeling clay.
But then Alice has got her chef there as well, who is really impressed with the candy cake, and he gets the best moment. The best moment. The other thing I remember is because they run away from all this nonsense, and it becomes a bit like Pitter Patter Christmas Eve from Euroscience era, where the Christmassiness of it all turns it slightly romantic between Puniru and Kotaro, and there's this snowfall, and then the reveal of the snowfall being a weird kid shaving a daikon out of the window.
God damn it, Shotaro! I told you to stop grating daikon out the balcony. You're upsetting the neighbors. I've told you once, I've told you umpteen times.
The reveal that's the actual thing that's happened. The reveal that his dad is complaining about this from him repeatedly doing this is like a dad just enhances it. It's very good, yeah.
What's the crux is him not being able to say things that she's cute again. Is that the...
Well, we're kind of getting to the root of it, kind of like, because it's all kind of centered around this childhood trauma of like, you like girl stuff and cute things, that's bad, you're a bad boy. And it's just like, it's just the last straw he has. It's just like, well, she's not actually cute at all. It's obviously it's a slime. It's a different thing. So it's okay for me to like it. It's just like, you're not bad, but you're just weird. We hate you. We're going to run away now. So it's like, he does like cute things, and he just get defensive about it, and he wants to defend it, but he can't verbalize that.
Yeah.
And they end up doing the things they did 6 years ago, and it doesn't turn awkward. They do just still have fun, and the parents are impressed of how well they get along. And then the final coda
first time we see his dad, which is just like him with a shitty mustache.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. And then the coda is that boy going and buying a daikon on New Year's, and the grocer and the chef being really impressed by his choices.
He's going to be alive with vegetables.
And then 12 is Kotaro has won a trip to a ski resort in a very shady text message.
I don't remember entering this.
And they point out, it's like, dude, that's absolutely how they fucking get you with a scam. It is a scam, but not the way he thinks it is, and not the way that they think it is. And when he points out that I don't recall entering a contest for Runaroon Resort Hotel, the maid's like, don't you fucking say anything, child, or I'll fucking cut you. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I think he just won the tickets, and it's just like, where did this come from? And this happened to be, Alice, she's turned her vacation home into like a hotel based around Rooney, but we've had no guests for the last 3 months. Please come in.
Because again, child, this is a character you made when you were a smaller child, and people do not know what the fuck this is. You have done no advertising. This does not exist as a product. You're randomly out in the woods in your family's summer home or winter home, I guess, just hoping the guests will arrive. But luckily, wow, Kotaro and all his friends are here. Thanks for booking out the place, lads. And he's like, I don't fucking book out the place. And the maid threatens him with a knife, which is the thing that she does.
Yes. She threatens Mammy with a knife later on.
Mammy knows a way around the knife and say, hey, you shouldn't be fun branching knives around kids.
He also has a threatening aura. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the crux is Kotaro just won't tell Puniru that she's cute. That's all she wants. She's a cute slime. She wants to be told that she's cute. And there's a moment where Alice says something she's done is really cute, and the animation of like, oh, finally someone's acknowledged my knowledge of cuteness here, and that's kind of the turning point for the second half of the episode.
Yeah, they have like this like, there's like lots of like, in and out bad shenanigans. It's just like, no, not like that. It's just there's just the separate bats just heard them over the wall. What were you think? Where was your mind going to, you weirdo? But to have that kind of post bats, in our yukatas, in our bathrobes, it's going to have a little girl talk. Let's kick it off. And she's like laying out her problems. It's just like, oh yeah, it's like, it sounds like, like he's just not that into you because, like you've known each other a long time. He doesn't just doesn't see you that way. It's just like, of course.
He sees me all the time, so he can't see how cute I am because he's just like immune to it. So if he sees me less, and saw me on occasion, he'd realize, oh, fuck, cute. But cute in front of you the whole day, you can't notice it.
Science calls this habituation.
So I'm going to go away and train and become even cuter than ever before.
To be concluded, maybe never, because it's just like there's no next episode preview. It's just, well, we gotta catch a train home. Let's go home, Puniru. It's like, my train's going this way. It's like, what? You could send like a much more like a looking steam train going the opposite side. It's just like, well, see you, Conan. I'll catch you later. He says, no, where are you going? Go back. Be continued, never, maybe not.
Well, they announced the second season immediately after this episode
Okay.
ended.
They didn't announce it in the episode as a thing.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Do remember that actually? Yeah, it was from a few weeks ago. So
yeah.
Not going to remember that.
I think my favorite joke in this one is where she goes into the boys, where she tries to go into the boys' bath, and the boys are like, "Oh my god!" and she's like, "I'm gonna take it all off," and she like rips off her outer skin, revealing the slime monster that is underneath, and she speaks from what I can only describe as, I think it's a maw at that.
I was going to describe it as a sphincter. Was
an orifice.
It's definitely an orifice of some description. Yeah. But the fact that they keep zooming in on that as if that's her face, like they would regularly, and I'm just like,
because the head is on the ground beside her.
Yeah, she's torn off her outer fucking skin and it's just a slime monster now. And I was just like, that's really funny. And the boys are like, oh my god, she's so naked, she's practically transparent. And it's like, I'm developing a weird fetish that I didn't know I had before. It's just like, what the fuck, guys? Just, it's a good joke that it keeps veering into horniness and then takes it away from you because this is fucking horrifying when you think about it for any length of time.
Yes.
And therefore funny.
Yeah, that was exactly the joke that I was going to bring up as well.
Sorry.
That's fine now. I was as long as one of us brought it up, that's fine because it is a truly horrifying image.
Yeah.
I'm cute.
Not put your skin off. I could say that on most things.
Yes. But it does make the point a couple of times is like she considers herself she is that what she considers herself is the thing in the title, a cute slime. And so therefore she does not see that as not being cute. Then we've got Ranma one half, You I Love, and Shampoo Cleans Up.
Or romantic misunderstandings.
Yes.
And violence.
Yes. What's the end? Is it the start of the? Yeah, it's the start of 12, isn't it? Where it's like, okay, make a deal, just as long as it doesn't involve you killing a Kane or me having to marry you. It's like, okay, kill female Ranma.
There's a number of reasons that could be difficult, but well, I'll just say avoid this as long as I can until I have to do something about it.
Forgot that I'm me as well. You know, it's like he wasn't thinking that far ahead. Yeah.
Yes, and the fact it wasn't like don't kill anybody. It was just the Kane. Anybody else's death was still on the board.
Not my problem after that fact. Yeah, and then it becomes his problem when it's like kill yourself. And so like, don't wanna though.
And what's the thing he's trying to get back off her? This is the problem of reading the comic ahead at the same time as I'm getting mixed up. Formula 119, isn't it?
This is like, Akane Shampoo. They're going, well, how about after school, you and me, we're gonna fucking settle this thing. And Ranma's going, oh shit, I gotta get down there because Shampoo's gonna fucking kill her ass. Like, Akane's pretty tough, but Shampoo's a fucking kung fu killer. I gotta get down there. And he gets down there and says, oh, she's laid out on the ground. Oh shit. And it's just, it's kind of a bit like he's like dashing desperately to do it. It's like, you do care about her in some way, shape, or form. And it's just like, Akane, wake up, talk to me, girl. It's just like, what? Huh? Who are you? It's just, oh no, it's the old amnesia subplot. What are we gonna do about this? But she's forgotten like only him. She knows everybody else. Only
everyone else comes in. Akane, are you okay? Yes, I am okay. Brian, Steve, Urkel. It's just like it's just like I don't know who the fuck this guy is, and it's like he just introduced himself to you and just like nope, not ringing a bell.
For you see, Shampoo has struck like the hidden pressure point at the back of her head, like which caused her to like not explode, but caused her to forget this Ranma particular. Also,
person.
The pressure point plus literal brainwashings. I've like styled and washed her hair to such an extent that only erases Ranma from her memory.
I did like the way it kind of changed from like the pressure point hand thing to just like getting in there with the shampoo, really going like very, very quick within 0.5 seconds, like just doing her hair. Real nice.
I guess her village is just like they're just very literal about naming conventions. It's very
Yes.
nominative determinism. You know, if your name is if your name is Baker, you come from a baking family. If your name is Butcher, from a butcher family. If your name is Shampoo, you come from a long line of hairdressers.
I feel like if you master shampoo-based kung fu, you can call yourself Shampoo. That's perfectly legal.
I
Yeah.
think it turns out that they're all named after toiletries. The other ones.
Do they all have toiletry-based kung fu though? Because like,
yeah. The arc I was just reading is there's a magical soap there chasing after back and forth. So yes, I suspect I think toiletry production is also involved in their village.
okay.
Well,
It's not just the anime thing. What's this guy's name? Light Source.
Well, I've heard of some of them being tough as a brick shit house, but it's taking the whole other level.
I'm trying to remember if we'll meet them because this has got season 2 announced already as well.
Yeah.
As many of the things we'll be talking about today.
A bunch of them are ending though. A bunch of them are specifically ending, so that's all right.
Yeah, I guess there's one more thing. It's just got another one announced. Rest are just carrying on if they've not completely ended. Yeah, I remember enjoying this, even though the details have got mixed up in my head with the manga.
Yeah, well, it's like it's semi-sweet teaming thing. It's like because it gets actually to remember, like, you know, not through like retrieving the shampoo or anything like that. It's just that like I was sort of like, you know, keep negging her because I've been doing it all this time, and that speaks some bit of our subconscious. It's like you're a dummy, fucking tomboy, fucking girl, you're not cute at all. It's just like, I'm not cute at all, not cute at all.
His love language is being abusive. It's just like, yeah, that seems to work. Because initially she does deck him for being with another woman, and it's like, why did I deck that random stranger who came into my house? Why is this stranger in my house? It's like violence. Violence is the key, of course.
There's a good bit for posting all this out, and it's like, you know, oh, there's an ancient like Chinese manuscript here. It lays it all out. Okay, it says, Dad, give that to me. I can't read Chinese. What are you giving this to me for? I can't read Chinese. Give me go. That comes in. Oh yeah, it says right here, if your kiss is like this, no, it means kiss of death. But if your kiss is this, it means you're be betrothed. Not because you can read Chinese. No, traditions right here beside it. Like, just look. Yeah.
He's like, I've been a fool. Yeah, there's a bunch of good jokes as well as the other thing that's messing with us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused when I see people who actually take the relationships seriously in this cartoon.
I mean, they're cute together, but we're here for the fun times mostly.
It is, yeah. I think it's because I've come from. I did read some of this before I saw Eurosite Sura, but I then saw a lot of Eurosite Sura before I carried on reading Ranma, and I think that made me realize just how cynical Rumiko Takahashi is about relationships a lot of the time in comedies.
Yeah, it's something like you know, I had a frame of a bit of awareness of, but never really kind of indulged into, and I don't really kind of hear about it as a whole and saying, yeah, it went on too long, it's fun, so gimmicky, and so full of filler and fun. Like, all you hear and kind of this thing after it's just like, well, yeah, but that's kind of like the gimmicky kung fu is like that's part of it from the off, like from the get go.
Yes.
And you need another set of like romantic weirdos to complicate this fucking like love octahedron, whatever stage it kind of gets to.
And the purpose isn't to resolve the romantic tension stuff. The purpose is to set up jokes and violent kung fu trickeries.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to, from what they said in the interviews, but there's definitely manga arcs they could just skip, and it would be better if they did just skip them. Because when the idea isn't funny, unlike Eurosite Sura, you've then got to deal with 3 chapters of it not being funny, as opposed to Eurosite Sura, when it tended to be just 1 chapter, and then it'd be a different idea the following chapter.
Right.
Which is why I think it's weaker, but when it's good, it's fantastic. And these first 12 episodes are all good stories. I just can't remember whether next season, whether there'll be some I don't care for.
Yeah, well, if you want any kind of like optimism about how it will be towards, we'll say, being repetitious or anything like that, let's give him like some credit where it's due. Where we have like the before the opening credit sequence. So here's a setup, here's Ranma, here's Akane, like here's a whole deal with that.
Yeah.
They animated differently every episode.
Yes.
They did a
That
whole different
is
style.
nice.
Yeah.
That they have a slightly
Yes.
different style of explaining the standard plot setup, just in case you're coming in.
Like
all
we
of a
do
sudden now.
it with little paper doll characters. We did it like lots of different even mediums and expressions of it. So it's like, yeah, here's like our 30-second setup. Here's what's going on, but we'll just be different every time. It's like, yeah, fair play. All right, put some creativity into that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a very good adaptation. I prefer it to the original. Partly because even though I've got those qualms about the manga, it is more faithful in terms of order of events and rhythm to the comic. And again, I think when I'm going to hit those stories I'm not keen on, because this is moving so quickly through the comic, it's probably only going to be an episode that I won't care for.
Yeah, if it condenses like 3 chapters you don't like into one episode, it's just like, well, that's just one fucking episode. I can just get to the next one after that. Like,
and it's possible they'll elevate it. Because
they might add extra jokes because they've done that so far.
Yeah, I mean, I also think like it's also been quite consistent, like all the way through.
Yeah.
Again, this is like it's something we've seen. It was like already like polished up and shipped off before we ever clapped eyes on it on the telly. So that gives some optimism as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I've not watched the new trailer for the second season, so I don't know whether that indicates that they've already completed that second season as well. I'll have to look into that. Next on the chopping block is, well, the thing which is not in the chopping block because it's carried on going. I hadn't realised how much of it there'd been over Christmas.
Thematically, it's on the chopping block, so I think
world keeps turning, man.
Yeah,
world keeps turning.
Episode 12, Heliocentrism is my faith. Episode 13, Freedom. Episode 14, Tonight's Sky. And thus ends part 1.
Uchi and Badeni, these guys are going to go a long way. I hope you get to see their adventures for
Oh dear.
It's at the end of is it? Crap! Because again, I watched them in a batch. Is it in? Which is like fucking depressing to watch them all back to back. I will say.
Just say what you feel, man. You know, just the broad thing of it is just like, yeah, they get nabbed, but they go down swinging though. You gotta give them.
It's when they're like taking in the thing. You're just like, oh fuck, that's it. They're fucked now. As soon as they're taken in for questioning, you know they're kind of fucked. But before they're taken in for questioning, we got 5 minutes, one of those long 5 minutes, and we can explain our beliefs and virtues to each other, while also it's like, you should get away. It's not you should get away.
So 12 is the one which ends with Novak getting a bunch of his trainees killed. I love because even as you say, while it's a depressing 3 episodes.
There's still jokes.
It's still we get that long flashback of that guy saying why he wants to hunt heretics, and then it going back.
Gotta hunt heretics, man. Heretics killed my family, and it's like, but like, do you have like the instinct to kill? Like, because you're going to be facing guys who are facing death, so they will like come at you full force. So you got to be ready to kill. Yeah. Is like, are you up for that? And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Probably.
Immediately trips over and falls on his own sword.
And Novak's like, oh god damn it. And the one thing he explained to him is like, the thing you got to watch out for, it's not they're heretics and they believe in wild fucking shit, or they worship Satan or Satan's working through them. Don't worry about any of that shit. It's like, are they willing to die for their things? Because just fuck all you can do to stop a guy like that. And he's like, are they willing to die friggin'
we'll see.
Yeah.
Orcsy, and it's like, let's fucking see. And it's like, oh shit, he is willing to die. I'm in a lot of trouble. It's like, good thing there was a second cart that came on.
Full of dudes.
Full of dudes with crossbows who didn't fucking die immediately to Orcsy, just fucking them up with his cool night vision and ability to fight with a sword, which is the 2 things he had going for him. And then he's nice. That's the other thing. But
yeah, I think like even like Uchi's his fucking spirit, I guess, from Badeni a bit, like, you know, from the ultimate fucking like cynic. Don't bit of that now. It's just like, I'm a man of God, kind of, but I believe more in this now. But it's just like, even then I can see, like, you know, like, you have such fucking faith in this, like, you know, I have like, you know, I just go by the facts, but what I have seen in front of my own eye. But you have this unwavering, or this like, you know, it's deep rooted now, this belief in it. So like, in the name of God, my brother, I bless you, and go forth and fight for in the name of our cause, in the name of our beliefs, you know. And
him kind of talking Bedini down from like, because the initial thing is just like, oh fuck, thank God that guy's out of our shed where we do all the research on heliocentrism, incredibly illegal, and he could have us murdered for. And it's like, yeah, it's a good thing I hid most of my materials. It's like, yeah, I thought he saw that necklace. It's like, sorry, what? It's like, yeah, the necklace from my prior guy, it belonged to a heretic, and he's like, okay, so we were gonna leave tomorrow, like up thing. Now we're gonna leave in an hour. We got 1 fucking hour to pack up. I'm gonna burn as many of these fucking heretical texts as I can. And Orcsy's like, yeah, they're like 5 minutes down the road, and he's like, fucking shit, and fuck. But he's like, no, Bedini, you get out of here. I'm gonna hold them off. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll see if I can give you 10 minutes. So you go on ahead through the escape tunnel that I've been digging this entire time.
but he didn't escape. Didn't escape.
Because he's the slow fucking priest. He's not like built for running and shit. Like, yeah, he gets like Orcsy waking up and it's like, oh, thank goodness you survived all those arrows we shot into you, and that sword that got stabbed through your arm. Now we're going to get torture you. And he's like, yeah, but I don't fucking know anything. It's like, no, we're going to torture you in front of Bedini. Bring Bedini in. It's like, oh god, fucking damn it. We're going to get him to talk by torturing you. That's how this works. You don't need to know anything. That's not important to me. And it's the thing of, again, that three-way conversation is interesting because it's kind of like he's like, hey, thanks guys for not fucking implicating my daughter and for, like, you know, making this thing. And it's like, and they're also like, yeah, no bother. Hey, are you torturing us for fun because we got your daughter involved in this shit in the first place? It's like, well, maybe a little, you know. I'm very frustrated with the entire situation. I'll tell you that.
Well, he's going to be even more frustrated when he learns about the end of episode 15. 14.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that was done as a favor to him as well. That's the other thing, because the bishop's son, who is a priest, that situation is so fucked, is using this opportunity is like, oh, he fucked up. I can use this to fuck up his career and get the funding into the parts of the church that I want, as opposed to, you know, the catching heretics and whatnot.
Yes, he should have played politics. He should have been gossiping about the bishop's son behind his back. Because she ends up getting pulled in episode 14. But yeah, but then I'd love the bit in 13 where Bedeni's going, oh, okay, your case is solved. You wasted 10 years. Now, let me go and debate whether or not this is actually a heresy with somebody.
Don't worry, I destroyed all the materials before me. I wanted all the credits, so like it's cool. Like, case closed. Like, sorry to waste your time, but you know, I mean, like, at least it's fucking closed. Like, that's good, right?
Yeah, I know back when he shows him up as well. It's like, you know, I'm a lone wolf. I'm just gonna do this and do all that. It's just like, yeah, like I do like a person I did before who was brief on this, like, you know, and he fucking, I gotta admit, he got me good. He went up before the front of the building. He fucking took poison before we could even like do anything to him. It's just like, wow, that guy's pretty hardcore. Yeah, 12-year-old boy. Are you as hardcore as that 12-year-old boy? You know, I'm not. You got me there, man. That's really something. Shit, I feel like a real heel now.
That's when he goes. That's when he goes and takes him to the case, because he ends up, he wants to protect Orcsy's eye at the very least.
It's like Orcsy had like lots of, like, I love the fact that we don't see the Orcsy torture for the most part. It just kind of cuts to like a bat that is continually more bloody and cut back to Orcsy's face, more fucked up than it was before, and then puts the what's it called, the pair of torture, pair of
it's called a Spanish pair. It's a something pair anyway.
Yeah, the anguish pair. Like, it's like, this is going to rip his cheeks apart if we go any further. It's like, go fucking one further. Rips his cheeks apart. It's like, all right, now I'm going to put out his eyes. And he remembered him saying, it's like, I did remember him saying he wanted to see Venus in retrograde or whatever the fuck. And it's like, I can't make him lose his eyes.
I think
it's just what that feels like.
He's just sensitive to that. Yeah, it's just, that's not cool. Like
taking away his cheeks. He doesn't need his cheeks. His eyes, though. Like, that's a thing that brings him joy. That's a skill that he has that I know I lost, and I know how I felt about losing it. So yeah,
and he gets to see it
Hmm.
just before he's hung.
But
Good episode.
again, it's weird how dour this is, and it still has the thing of he manages to even crack a smile out of Bedini. He was just like, no, we're not going to hell. This is good. We're passing it fucking on. That's how this fucking works. And even Bedini kind of going like, I really didn't want to rely on your fucking book being the thing that's left behind to inspire people. I was like, I was hoping it'd be my work and I get all the credit, and everyone was like, good job, Bedini. You're real fucking clever. But I guess inspiring people, I'll have to accept like what we've left behind as the thing to inspire people is probably the only thing I can get.
Was there anything in these 3 episodes about the other guy at Bedini's church who found the book under the bush?
Clearly found the church. Who no, it's only mentioned by our inquisitor that it's just like, yeah, the guy put in this evidence that put me down the line of searching you guys, but he put it in anonymously, so I don't know. It's really fucking annoying for me, so I have to search every fucking lead. Like that's the only, according to him, he doesn't know who donated the heretical book. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the 2 monks who've been being trained as inquisitors are told to bring in.
Yolenta.
Yes.
Because initially they're going to like, oh, well, obviously you didn't do anything. You're an inquisitor's daughter. And she's like, my dad's an inquisitor. Yeah. But obviously you didn't do anything. We're just like, this is just standard procedure. The bishop's son is like, fucking torture her. Torture that woman. Or
it's just so casually vicious as well. I know Nova's daughter. She's never going to get that fun. She's like, just like, she's like the fucking.
Was she 14 or something?
She's like the hardest. She's like, the real innocent of this team. They're never going to do anything fun. Saying, I'll show you do this fun. Saying, just go straight forward. There's no like big bleed. You just go straight forward, and then it's just out of her head. It's just like, that's nasty.
Besides the fact that the teeth were rendered realistically to fucking do that, which did like I was very uncomfortable with. The thing that also really fucked me on that is he didn't even ask her any fucking questions. He just started pulling fucking
That's
teeth.
just to show him his business. It's like, fucked. Or not even that. That's just more. I just want to get a dig in that fucking Novak because I hate him. By extension,
Novak
his daughter.
Even Novak was asking Bedini, he's like, have you went to the Devil's Mass? Like he's going like, yeah, here's the standard fucking questions I gotta fucking ask everyone. It's like, this guy isn't even asking any questions. He's like, oh, Novak's daughter, time for torture.
He explains to the monks that she's probably behind it, or rather the demon possessing her has probably led those 2 men astray.
She's a woman, of course. They're in league with the devil, all of them.
She's probably the lead guy, and Novak fucked up by not catching her. Yeah.
But you know that he doesn't believe that either. He's just doing this to fuck with Novak.
Because when your man goes to, it's like, hey, go get the thumb screws and we'll continue the torture. And he just passes by. It was like, we got Novak by the fucking grass ghoulies, man. We're going to fuck him up.
Well done, sir. Excellent job. Well played. Oh, yes. Oh, jobs for all the lads all around. When I get into position, just you wait. It's like, I'm so smart and great. Yes, you are, sir. Oh, that's really excellent. Well played. Well done. It's just, wow, piece of shit. I hate him.
It's the monk who couldn't do the torture when he was being a trainee before, so he's very soft and he's more likely to go. So not only is he doing this for like political gain, and this isn't like, because he's been questioned the whole time, is like, is this right? Are we the goodies? I feel like we're not, because I was doing the religion thing because Jesus and love and shit, like the bishop said, but like I don't know, man, it seems kind of fucked. And he's doing this for political reasons. And also the guy who trained me in, who was a torturer but pretty nice, like he was pretty cool about me not doing any torture, they're trying to fuck him up. Hey, come on, little girl. I'm going to help you escape. Don't worry. I'm sure I won't get in trouble for it. It's like you're getting in a lot of trouble for this, man.
Not as much trouble as that dude's doing. I think like Nova's going to fucking slaughter all those dudes. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. Will he have the bishop say so to kill his own son, though? It seems
I don't think Novak would care about this. Like, there's only one thing he loves in this world, and that's his daughter. When he finds out what's been done to her, he's fine saying, fuck this job. I'm out of here, and so are all of you.
Well, this did not get, obviously, this is just carrying on, so it didn't get another season announcement. It did get new opening announcements and 2 new main characters.
Most of the characters are fucking dead, so they do need to change the opening. So, yeah, that's fair enough.
Get ready for Dracker and Schmidt. They're going to be joining the story.
How long will they survive? Let's wait and see.
Like, that fucking Game of Thrones thing was like, anyone could fucking die. Nobody's safe. That shit that makes you go like, don't get invested in this because none of this shit fucking matters. It's like, in this, it feels like characters aren't safe, like from plot armor or anything. It's like you're important, you're progressing the plot. It's like you can still be taken out, but it sort of has that like negative thing of it. But again, the positive side is the hope that infects them. The thing
Yes.
that addiction to truth and hope
Well-
actually like carries you forward, and you leave a legacy behind
Well,
you.
well, you
even if
see,
you don't
but
die.
the quote unquote villains win because they killed the good guys, but they've failed repeatedly to stamp out this idea, this belief that like it keeps on going. It's like it can't everywhere. It's like they'll try to just run through their hands like like sand. They can't hold on to it or contain it. It's out there now. It's
Like
no
even
stopping it.
Novak is asking in the torturing sessions, like, this is a question for me. This isn't one of the standard ones. Like, why do you guys keep fucking doing this? Why do you this just like just fucking follow Jesus and you get to go to heaven, lads? Yay! It's like, why do you keep like fucking up and making me torture you into admitting that you did go to the devil's mass and shit like that? It's like it seems really pointless. Like, what are you getting out of it? Like, even he's starting to question. Is like, but there must be some reason why you keep going to get your ass kicked by me specifically.
Well, this is a guy that what I do is for the church, but fun. He doesn't give a fuck about any of this. Like, it's just a job for him. Like,
Yeah.
it's all like a guy who's as jaded as he is, he's going to have even more difficulty even seeing it. But
Yeah,
it keeps coming up for him. I mean, on the gallows, like it is just to. Are we going to hell? But even if we are, we've seen the glory of the heavens, so it's all worth it. Like, so it's
this brought us closer to heaven, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the real hero is truth. That's either that or
That's the main
the sort of-
character we're fighting.
Yeah.
Heliocentrism is the character who survives all of these encounters.
yes.
yeah. A nice touch I kind of noticed there was that like it's called orb, but that's like a rendering of chi, which is for stuff like chiki, which is Japanese for earth, but like a random rotational thing. But it's also like expressed different times. For instance, as it first to like it could be read as faith or as like or as terror or different things like that as well. So this like central like title of the fucking of the comic and the TV show, it means different things to different parties contained within it.
It is nice used as like a metaphor that changes depending on what part or character is stating the syllable, I guess. Yeah.
Then we got Sengoku Youko, episode 34, Tama and Jinka, and episode 35, The Poem of Time's Colours in Bloom. Episode 34, everybody fights so hard, they rip a hole in space-time. Our two main characters fall into it and have to figure out how to get out of it again.
The best part of both of them falling into it is them kind of going like, oh, hey, remember me? I'm that guy. It's like, oh, wow. So we're fucked, I think. It's like they don't know each other and it's really awkward, like socially awkward. That they're trapped in this void.
Now that I'm sure of the madness and rage that was consuming me, I feel like a real dummy right now. Oops.
And it's not like the other guy's like, no, I'm not mad at you, dude. I could have went crazy with like the 1,000 guys inside me, so but that didn't happen. But like, yeah, we're both trapped in this void because you manifested a tail of void, which sucked us in like a black hole, I guess. What do we do? It's like, well, it's like an imaginary space. You can fill it up with things. It's like, I got 1,002 imaginations besides my own one. Fuck. Okay, yeah, no, I can do this.
Lads, any ideas? Like, we got lots of those, yeah.
Yeah. So they fill in the hole until they're forced back out of the hole again.
It sounds like it's so simple, but it does take them a while to arrive on this and a bunch of socially awkward, but also kind of like bonding moments.
This is also like after they already had the initial goal of going, okay, reach into like Jinka's psyche here and try and pull him out. No, so here's all your old friends. Here's Tama. Here's Shinsuke. Here's what's your face? Whose name I keep forgetting?
Shakugan.
Shakugan, yeah. It's like they're all your friends. Like it's like no, like it's too soon. You need to like wear him down a little more because this is some kind of Pokemon battle. You need to wear him down his strength a little bit more.
So you can get him in the Pokeball so it shakes like 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, because like that didn't like he's got so much spirit energy. He's about to go nuclear. You gotta get clear of this before he blows everything up. Yeah, but then like try it again into the voids, awkward thing, back out again. And
Yeah.
Okay, now we've done it for sure. And your brother, who's like emaciated, and the island phone saying, "Oh well, thank God you came."
Them kind of like tag teaming. I'm wondering when to sub in to try and like make their bring sense and like love back into their friend's heart and like win him back. But also him going like, "Can I have a little more water, guys?" Like him just in the background going like, "I'm really fucked up. Like I've been here a long fucking time. I'll be honest with you." That's
Keep on Rip Van Winkling myself. It's had an effect. I think they kind of make it clear that he's not a historical figure. He's just named after the historical figure, I think, at some point.
But he could be.
I think the timeline doesn't match up.
Yeah.
Today, so. And then the following one is just watching everybody age over the centuries, except the characters who don't age. They still stay
the characters who
same
age normally, they like, it's like, hey, you gotta watch your husband stay young and hot forever. I mean, that's cool, but he's like, I should probably go because it's like my grandkids growing up in this place now, and that's kind of weird, right? Like, I don't know, it's probably gonna be odd.
Yeah, it's so you get this whole like with the stories are about immortal beings, and they will like inevitably seem to fall in love with a person who's immortal, and their time here is finite, and that can be kind of interlaced all this like tragedy and like oh, woe is me,
Yeah.
I'm condemned to wander forever in lonely and like almost remembering my lost love. But it's just but we had to like recognize that this is my lot now. I was like created or born this way. I can't do anything really about that. I mean,
it's the thing of like you miss the people gone, but you continue on. Like you live a life after them, and you still miss them, you still remember them, and they still affected you as the person you are today. But you continue on, and in this case, and on and on and on.
And with,
because you're
I mean,
fucking
I
immortal.
see, but it's different kinds of immortality as well.
Yes.
Like in Tama and Jinka's case, well, now they're both yokai, so they actually get to we will like spend our eternity together as spirits, wandering around solving problems. And then like in Senya's case, we're like, well, I have children, and they will like go on after me as well. If we've seen from the Void people that there's obviously going to be like a line of people that goes on after me, and that's a different kind of immortality in and of itself. And it's just kind of bittersweet and sad. It's like all your favorites die, but they died peacefully at home, surrounded by their loved ones.
Yes.
Yeah, like even when it shows like the samurai guy from part 1, where he's like, hey, the guy who killed the shogun, don't worry. Another guy came and killed him, and another guy came and killed that guy, and then some guy called freaking
this Nobunaga, he was killed by fucking Akechi Mitsuhide, and then he was killed by a dude called fucking Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and then like he was around for a while. Now it's this guy called Tokugawa in charge. I can't keep track of this thing for the life of me. Let's all go around in the background of this, it's like that would be like, no, that's been the focus so many other anime series before us. It's like, that's Sengoku era. It's like, it's
to these immortal beings. It's kind of like, and then some other fucking guy came along, but that's nothing to do with us. But every now and again, is it Senya? Is like he invades the dreams of the guy who's the new shogun. Is like, hey, what's your fucking deal? Before he eventually dies, obviously naturally of old age.
And there's kind of like the intimation that Senya could allow himself to die if he wanted to, but he's still got these friendships with other people. The one thing he doesn't touch on is your lad who decided he was going to go and check other parts of time to try and find a solution.
Yeah, you see them flashing around it, like going like, nope, this isn't the place. Like, this isn't the way to do it. It's just like, okay, so they're just traveling through time kind of fruitlessly, trying to fix a solution to a problem there isn't really a solution to.
But Senya really internalized that, he was going to go off alone and it's going to like, sell us himself and saying, you can't fucking do that, dude. Like if you won die and something happened to you, like even if you won, we'd all be fucking like distraught because if one did, you would often die without us. So he doesn't want to like leave like from the Black Dragon, doesn't want to leave fucking Tama and Jinka, who he knows any other of the immortal yokai he would fun. They'd all be fun sad if he just fucking vanished and disappeared like into the ether. So I gotta stick around. Also he got a piece in the side with that Yuki-onna up and said, no, I'm just going up there just for a visit. No, it's nothing wrong. All right, yeah, sure, dude, whatever.
Yeah, sure, you are, bud. And he does seem to be. He also, sorry, no, go on. You're good.
I was going to say, he also has to keep on going and sorting out yokai who get themselves in comedic slapstick situations.
Because it's like, all right, everyone who goes to this hotel fucking dies. And it's just like, fuck, how are we going to get this place? And this guy wants the death room that the guy died in. And your man wakes up. It's like, hey, you're that demon with the sword from like part 1. It's like, yeah, you saved me like 7.5 times fucking now. It's fucking wild. It's like, yeah, it turns out it was a ghost blanket. Woo. And it was spotted by his small girl ghost partner, because again, he's building new friends and new relations and old friends, and it's like, hey, how's it going? And it's the idea that you keep on going, and that life, even if you're immortal, is still worth living, even from the people you've lost. And I was just like, yeah, it's nice. It's bittersweet, but it is still sweet.
Yeah, I think my favorite fun bit is your little green guy has got a son, like
who's nice.
300 years later. He's like, I can't believe my father was such a rotter.
Like, he seems like a very sweet egg, is what he looks like. Yeah. I love that. Is this it's Dragon Guy's Mugen? Is it or
Mudo?
I knew I was getting it wrong as soon as I said it. Mudo is like fucking chill as shit. He's just like super nice.
It's like if our battles will continue forever, but saying checkmate. Come on, every time. You gotta be fun practicing the game, not run off that Yuki-onna. I'm telling you again, we're just friends. There's nothing going on there. All right, sure.
And every now and again, there is a new threat, and they all have to team up again, like just for old time's sake. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, like we're probably going to kick this thing's ass as well.
At some stage, fucking Jinka, he lost an eye. He's got a cool eye patch now. Like that's a story for another day. Fun. So remember that time you fought the Umibozu? Yeah, he left me to drown like a punk. I knew you were good for it, man. Don't be sore about it. It's like, remember that time you fought that giant monster? It's nothing like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then right at the end, Senya turns and addresses us, the viewer.
Hey,
well,
thanks for watching a motherfucking movie.
Yeah, it's very much so. I hope you enjoyed these tales too, because I've become omni-aware that you're watching this show right now. But it's also the thing of like, it's nice. It seems like it shouldn't work, but it works really well.
Yes, because they're talking about how these things have warmed his heart, and he's like saying, "I hope this has warmed your heart as well, if you are, whoever you are. I see you though. I see you there through the screen." Yeah, I thought that was really sweet, and I'm always a sucker for characters breaking the fourth wall and talking to me, particularly if they have something nice to say.
I mean, if they're rude, it can be funny, but other than that, and if it's like Animal Man situation, it's like, oh, I feel bad for you, Animal Man. I should probably stop reading.
It's not like an existential terror thing. It's also like we come to these things because like it's entertainment. Maybe it's got a message, but no, maybe it'll speak to a feeling inside you. Fun. It's just like, oh yes, it's actually like it is like touching some part of me. It's like helping me kind of process some idea or thought of emotion in my own mind. And when directly say, hey, I got you, man. I know what you're talking. I know just what you're feeling. I hope this has been a big help to you. It's like that is it. When I come to these things, they are a comfort to me. They are like always a companion in your loneliest moments. That's what art and is saying it all. It should speak to you. It should raise you up and like inspire just the best parts of you. And it's a good job at that. Satoshi Mizukami is a dad hand at that, and he's done it again. By gum.
I like the fact that it spends so much time in the second episode, not only doing like all the sequels that we're never going to see, but also like giving everyone like a satisfying send off. Like there's nothing left unsatisfyingly finished, except for the person who decided to unsatisfyingly wander through time looking for a solution that there is no solution to. That's on them. That was their choice. But like even the guy who was experimenting on people,
fucking Shinsuke has got his ass.
Shinsuke's like, everyone's else like, Shinsuke, he's like several power levels above you. He's like, yeah, but I do got a magic sword though, so I'm gonna give it a fucking go. And it's like, okay, I have killed him once and for all. He shall do no, because he'll hurt a lot of fucking people. Like he is a baddie essentially, even though he's been on our side for most of this season. Essentially,
yes.
He ain't gonna stop though. And it's like he's stronger than me, but is he stronger than a surprise attack? I think not.
Yeah. And also, I'm willing to fucking put my life on the line, kind of thing. And it's like, I've killed him. And then the fox spirit is kind of like, okay, I managed to make it look like he killed you, but he didn't. He's like, he didn't cut off my fucking arm and eye, though. I'm not going to be doing any more experimenting. And she's like, cool, I'm just going to stick around with you till you die, because I'm immortal and you're very mortal now that you've got like half less of your normal body.
Yes, and obviously fulfills his brother's wish, whose ghost wished that death upon him, but in a kind way in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Like everything's wrapped up nicely, and it's very satisfying. Like it's a really, because at times animation's a little spotty, but story wise, like it's just solid all the way through.
yeah, I think
yeah.
Episode 34's got some good stuff in it.
Yes.
They turned it up, yeah. It's an apocalyptic battle between two spiritual colossi. It would need to be like fucking up the gears a bit there.
Then moving on to something where they never have to turn the gears up. It's Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, Season 2, Episode 36, Photogenic Sweets. The fairies are being arseholes in a restaurant.
Would you believe it?
Is pretty much it, as best I remember.
Chibi Godzilla's confusion is the other part that's pretty good. Them wanting to get sweets that will look good on Instagram, and Mothra just going like, I'm just here because shit tastes good. I'm essentially a butterfly. I'm just after sweet things.
Yes, because they're ordering things which are inedible, but they look good on Instagram. And then what's the last thing? Oh, they take a picture of King Ghidorah and the ghost's head appears behind.
Their thing goes viral because there's a ghost in the picture, not because of the actual parfait that they got in the end. Yeah.
Anyway, there wasn't a Christmas episode. Next time, Nessie.
Nice.
And then I looked up. Okay, so what is Nessie in Japanese pop culture? Well, there was a 1960 tokusatsu thing called Kaiju Prince, about a child who got abandoned in a jungle full of dinosaurs and made friends with a brontosaurus who's called Nessie. I was like, I think that's a lot of the Nessiness that gets referenced beyond just the Loch Ness Monster. No, it is very much the Loch Ness Monster in next week's Chibi Godzilla.
Okay, good.
Chibi Loch Ness Monster? Chibi Nessie? Not a baby one, it's a smaller version.
Wait and see. Dan, episode 12. Let's go to the Cursed House. The episode which made me think, did Netflix order 24 episodes and just slice it in half and call it 2 seasons?
100%. There's no fucking cunting way in hell you would end it on this fucking episode for a season fucking 1. This is a wild fucking cliffhanger to end on a season 1.
We're just like, pulling the threads in this next arc, like, and then like, we gotta wait months, gotta wait to the fucking summertime before we get more of this.
Particularly weird because of the way that the scene ends. In the comic, because it is threatening, but it's not threatening in the way it's presented.
Here. It's threatening. It like, these guys, they'll take care of it because it ends on slapstick just to make you go like, it's a threat, absolutely. But they'll be fine. These weirdos by this stage. But this one ends super fucking dark because it should be next week is the next episode, so they can't end really fucking dark.
Yeah. So it's going to be really weird when it ends. It begins with comedy ending to this dark scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether they did split it in half, but it certainly felt that way.
I would imagine that's the case, man. I don't think anyone would adapt it that way
Particularly
otherwise.
Because the pace this has gone at, where it will end at the end of 24 episodes, is an ideal place to end the season.
It opens it up more.
Because it is a good cliffhanger. It's not a threatening cliffhanger. It's not a cliffhanger where you go, well, that's left me with bad feelings till the next season comes along. It's a cliffhanger where you'll go, where does it go now?
It pulls back a little bit more of the curtain. You've seen the scope of the thing unveiled.
Yes.
I think this is a misstep, and this is entirely, I assume, on Netflix fucking like divvying up a season into fucking 2 seasons by just chopping it in half.
Yeah,
uglily.
Possibly. I do wonder though, because of having watched the documentary where the director says, I borrow scenes from movies, I write them down in a book, and when I've got an opportunity to use them, I put them in here. I do wonder whether he's made this so the scene is the first half of the episode is the remainder of the anatomical doll story, and then they go in the second half to Gigi's family's hometown, where his parents they're in hospital. Is that the case?
They've been hospitalized because they've been stricken by whatever curse is upon this place, and
Yes.
comatose or otherwise in the hospital.
Like a lot of it kind of leading up to it is really nice, actually photogenic. Like a tourism kind of thing is like, wow, this town looks great, except for all the fucking stairs. Other than that, it seems
Also, all
really
the
nice.
creepy people peering out from the shop windows.
Those
and
people,
it's like
the woman brandishing a gun, like that's not great. Like I
the
don't.
weird
like,
grayish pallor.
Other than that, it seems like a lovely town. Yeah.
Yes, and
I feel like that would
Granny
fuck me up.
Granny can't come with them because her abilities only work in the local environs. So it's going to have to be up to Momo to use her psychic powers to solve this problem.
And obviously, our character's thing, besides fixing out Gigi's thing, is our guy is kind of like insanely jealous of Gigi. He's like, damn. So he's hot and stupid and funny, and she's got a prior relationship with him. How do I compete with this? Maybe if I copy him a little bit, and then the stuff on the train getting there, like the plain old maid, and he's like, no, I need to look cool, and Gigi just feeling like. You guys got all these in jokes. I don't know like about these rude jokes. You keep making testicle based jokes, and I don't quite. Is that hot right now? I'm not really paying attention to that.
They did a ton about UFOs. Saying, do you like UFOs? Yeah, man, I love UFOs. Oh, man, I was talking about UFOs so much, and it's like, they go off about stuff. And saying, oh, actually, he's not so bad. Like, takes UFOs as well. Maybe I can get on with him. Wait a minute, she's my rival.
Yes.
When Momo gets as far as the house, and she's like, "Cool, yeah, I don't see any fucking ghosts, so I'm gonna go to the bads. You guys stay here." And she's like, "It's nice. It's his first guy friend. That's gonna be really nice for him." He's like, "I want to hate this guy, but he's real cool. Like he's a nice guy." I don't, and they're doing this while playing soccer, which is like just really low stakes. I mean, like there's something in the woods, and it's scary.
A bit of a kickabout, you know, like teenage boys do. A bit of a kickabout, you know.
But it's kind of the thing of like I wish I could hate this guy, but he's not bad. Like he's a nice guy. If he was a dick who was after Momo, I'd understand. But he's just all right. Like honestly, he's a bit of a goober. Other than that, like no problem with him.
He's a big Labrador of a lad. Right?
Yeah. Because him running up all those fucking stairs, and they're just like. Another fucking set of stairs up to your house. Is it on the top of the fucking volcano? What the shit, man?
Also on the train, important for next season, is they mentioned that there is a shrine dedicated to a Tsukinoko in Gigi's town. And Okarun says, oh, there's a shrine dedicated to a kappa near me. This has not been returned to yet in the comic. It was like, that may be coming up soon in the comic.
There's a mummified kappa, and I was like, well, that hits several fucking points. Yeah.
Yes, and then they talk about Nessie.
Yeah, we met Nessie. You guys met Nessie? Oh my god, I'm a big fan.
Very violent, very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend.
No.
So Momo goes to the baths, and then she is threatened by a group of men who get in the baths with her, talking about gators.
Oh, ick. Very bad. That's the intention. It's supposed to be like, I'm wildly uncomfortable in this situation, which it is.
Yes, and they drag her underwater, and that's your cliffhanger, as the boys discover that they knock a hole in the wall and discover there's a.
Well, initially they say, hey, your house has an extension that wasn't there earlier. Also, that's not part of your house because we were just in your house. And he's like, oh, yeah. Well, I guess we're losing the deposit. Knocks a hole in it. Hey, it's an extension made out of talismans. Is that bad? It's like, yes, that's extremely
It was really
bad.
cursed in there. Like, super cursed.
Like an extension made out of paper mache talismans. It's like, that seems, that's bad. Yeah.
Yes. And then you got to wait 6 months to find out what happens next, I would guess.
Yeah, what was it, June or July or something, I think is the next half of this fucking season.
Yeah, it was about July then, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's like the cliffhanger is kind of predicated on, Momo will just be forgotten that she has psychic powers and can easily swat these dudes away, so she'll be fine. But
she was getting really tired in the bath. She was getting so sleepy, and it's just like she'll be fine. But it's like you did end it on a horrible, like potentially sexual assault kind of thing, and it's just like. I worry that it ended on such like a dour thing, like you say, going straight into comedy immediately after that. Will that put people off, like after such a long wait?
Yes.
It won't. I mean, like it opened with that, and people stuck with it.
Yes.
True,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just-
think of that. It's just like it's a nice. It's just like it's a nice reflection of where we started and where we're finished.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just in the comic. It's very clear quickly that it's not a sexual assault, and then it ends in slapstick.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's not the case here. Is the
No,
thing it's missing out on? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's still malicious, but it's
Yeah.
not as malicious as where your brain's going to when you're watching.
Yeah, it's just it's certainly like a comic that just finds like nudity in and of itself just funny. So it just deploys that whenever it wants, just for comedic effect more
When
than
the
any
characters
kind of
appear in their
salacious
underwear
effect.
or in no underwear, as it happens quite often, it's mainly go like, "Oh no!" Yeah, it's a silly situation.
And the punchline is very funny, so you got that to look forward to in July.
Mm.
And then it's Negative Positive Angler, episode 12. Negative Positive Angler.
That's the name of the show. Oh my!
Said the name of the. No, they didn't. But yeah.
Which
Fishing heals all wounds.
it does.
It's initially the thing of obviously he had to find him by it's like all the advice that he gave me and that weird old guy who randomly gave me advice and all that I've learned about fishing. I got to use all my knowledge of what would be fun to fish right now at this time of year in this weather and use that to go, what would he find fun as a guy who's done this a lot? It's like, and they do end up in the same place. Your man's like, don't fucking talk to me. I'm still mad at you. But I do want to bond about you overfishing because the fishing part is real fun and that's where I'm having the good time. So every time he starts smiling, then he's like, no, I'm still mad at you.
See, this I'm now getting mixed up with the living Paul Whitehouse Bob Ultimate Fishing Program, of which I have now seen some episodes of over Christmas.
That's a good fucking show. Yeah.
It's good. They do overdo it with the drone camera shots, though.
But it's just like well, we gotta really guys use up this fishing show and do some like amazing fucking B-roll of all this nature and rolling countrysides and fucking like the shafts of sunlight coming down out of the clouds. I'm fine with it, You kind of like go all out with something like this, make it a bit more like appealing to a potential fishing, fishing holdout. Yeah, it's just very much like it's he's kind of just there's more to life than like just through like getting this straight into this hobby. If you see that there's just more to life than what you put on top would be on there. Particularly when it was just landed with this not certain death thing. It was just potentially certain death unless you didn't like act upon it. But that makes me like you need to like take charge of yourself, man. Like it's a kind of sentiment I've been kind of repeating to myself a lot these last couple of years. You can't wait for permission to run your own life. You got to go out there and kind of fun, just easy for yourself. You got to grasp that rod and fun start yanking at it. Fun and see what comes out of it. And just through like just doing one little hobby, he has like he's got he's got a job. He's got fucking like a support group of friends. He had fun courage to go and like reckon with his diagnosis and do something about it. All this like things that he wouldn't imagine himself kind of being or allow himself to be or believe.
When your man's like kind of like going like, no, I'm still mad at you, but I'm getting excited about the fish that we're catching and that kind of shit. And he does catch the big one. He catches the big one and he lets back because it's the process is the fun part. Yeah, it's just like we'll let him back because basically he manages to admit to him is like the thing I wanted to tell you. I went to the hospital. I have an appointment. I had an appointment there the other day, and he man's like genuinely like he's actually can't hide it anymore. He's like, "Oh fuck, no, that's great, man." He's like, and also I need to thank you for saving me after I fell off a bridge. Freaking like taking me into your house, paying off my fucking debt. I can't pay you back that yet because like the therapy I'm going to be going through, and just thank you for saving my life in so many small fucking ways. Basically, is the thing he manages to get out. And again, that's a lot from him to make that kind of big gesture. And then we get to hear his backstory with his brother. It's simple, but you can see why he's blaming himself for it.
Yeah, it's nice to like you know, you think, oh, like I know, aware of that, but then like, you know, it's like, oh, we're just gonna kind of leave the cat one side. If one just like, we'll stop back to the flag, it's freezing out here, let's take it easy. But oh man,
Yeah.
check it out, it's snowing. If one's saying snowing like this time of year in this city, like, you know, that's really rare. Let's just go after and just like, you know, everyone throw snowballs at each other and just like, you know, just enjoy it and just live in the moment. And then he sits down on the bench, he just starts breaking down about what he did for with his brother and how he left things off, the awful way that like they parted, and then he feels then responsible then for his brother leaving his hospital bed and going off and fishing one more time and then fucking getting and dying. Then as a result, it's just like, that was me. I drove him to that. I've always felt responsible for it.
The way he says that, I wasn't considering like his feelings, that he wanted to go fishing. When he was like, just go fishing, it's what you want to do. It's like, it was him going like, that's what I want to do. I wish I could go fishing one more time. Yeah.
It's like not asking to be like, no, forgiven for this, or asking for like absolution, but it's just like, I just gotta kind of just say this, and just maybe I need to say it out loud for myself and hold it to tell somebody else, because
keeping it all to himself is not doing him any favors. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I was like, no, when he was being open with him about his illness, you know, when, you know, it took him a while, but he got there. So at this, he has to like, you know, return that sentiment to him, like.
There's a really clever bit of visual storytelling about the passage of time, because when he goes to say goodbye, because he's going back to his parents while he gets the treatment, as you get the outside shot of the shopping store, you've got the cat who's now got another cat sidled up to him.
Yeah.
After the credits, when we return to the store where they're all going off to do the fishing, both cats are now inside and they've got kittens.
Yeah. They've domesticated the wildcat, and also life continues, basically. Yeah.
Yes, it's like, oh, a number of months have passed by since before the credits run, and that's when they're going to go and meet their buddy and go do some fishing again.
Hey, Sunny here was, I know, it's just like, it's implied that he's just, obviously he's gotten over, or is it, I guess, but he's like the treatment for his that he's like his work, it's fine, he's back on the go again.
Well, I think it says like 2 years later or something like that, and I was like, based off his diagnosis, that means he's fine, because he shouldn't be around after the amount of time the show's been going on and that time tacked onto it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just not just the fucking dour stuff one saying, doesn't have the kind of the baggage under his eyes he always had fun. He's fresh, he's good, he's smart.
I think he looks still a little tired, but like when he sees his friends come up, his face lights up, and he's just like, oh, brilliant. It's my friends who I like to go fishing with. Friends and co-workers in some case. I'm still not sure how the manager feels about it, because when he was like, yeah, we talked it out and we got everything. It's like, so you're not doing your shift. This is basically like his thing. It's like, yeah, I'm going home from chemotherapy. Like, just give me this, man. Come on.
I think I've earned it.
Again, all the goodbyes with all the characters, where you one giving him the bat set that represented the fight that he had as a former host in this whole fucking other show that she's put into her fucking head. It's like, you could not be more wrong, but I do not have the heart to tell you you're wrong about that whole thing.
No way romantic things, you know, you would think, like, you know, if you watch like a promo for this, it's just like, is it going to be like that chick Hannah? Is it going to be some weird thing behind that? And say, no, it's not. They actually did diffuse that quite early on, and doesn't become about anything like that.
Yeah. Yes, I like how it's like, oh, you're in high school. Well, that's the end of that. It's like, that is no longer part of the story.
I mean, like, maybe the show ogles her and something like that, but I think from our main character's perspective, when he's looking at her, he's looking at someone who's happy in her life, and that's a thing that he wants. He doesn't want her; he wants how she's living her life. Does that make sense?
Well, yes. Also,
because when he's looking at her cast, it's just like, that is a perfect fucking cast, like in one of the earlier episodes. And then when we see that reverse shot of your man looking at him making that, like, because he's like, I gotta do this, because he knows he's going into therapy after this, or chemotherapy, or whatever thing he is. So this is the last chance he's going to have to go fishing for a while. So his cast is actually perfect again, and he's like, you're there. He doesn't realize that he's there. He's just living in the moment, and like that's the thing that he desired of her in the show. That's the way and again, the thing where she's like, oh, you're heading out. It's like, hey, I caught a big fish too. 2 centimeters bigger than yours. Gotta fucking keep you guessing. And it's that kind of competitive
Later
thing.
the
That,
news here.
yeah, it's the idea that like it's like you got me. Like he likes her in the way that she's living her life for fishing, the thing that she loves and enjoys, and it's like, yeah, I want to do that as well.
I'd say of the cast, they're probably the two closest in age who say, "Oh, but now you're my rival."
Yeah.
She just decided that. They're like, "Oh, you're my rival now." Like, you know, I'm
Because
gonna
he's the
take you
younger
down
one.
for her.
She needs to be the best young one, basically. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good. Like I do like that. It just diffuses all that. The other thing I think we've mentioned before, the music in this show, man, it's so fucking good. That guitar like getting more exciting as it's like, oh, the fish is on the line. I really enjoy that.
Apart from the opening theme, I would say the opening theme is the worst opening theme of 2020.
It's not great, and it
The
was
background
definitely
music is what I'm
it
talking
definitely was.
about. Yeah.
That probably was like the last thing they kind of did, because it's just made, and there's also like a big warning sign for this one. Was just like it's just composed of footage from the episodes
Early
themselves. So it's
episode
not,
stuff. Yeah.
there's no actually opening to this. But if the focus was put on the rest of it and not just in the opening, then that's fine. You know, fun. Like that could be an afterthought if the rest of the thing is just like a fairly solid like product right here. Which it kind of is, which it is. I quite liked it. It's a good metaphor in and of itself. It's just like out fishing every day. This guy is like trying to get shaken into like living his life, and these fish are fighting for their very life. And at the end of the line, can you fight half as hard in your own life to survive and thrive itself? And also the other way, like, you know, are you the fish in the line and the one holding the rod? Who are you gonna be?
It's a tough call between like Sengoku Youko and negative positive anger as to which has affected my mental health in a positive way better. They've both done pretty good.
Both?
Like they
Can it be
both
both?
have, yeah, they both have had weirdly positive messages, despite one being like normal and the other one being weird as fuck. It's just they both work, yeah, in different ways.
Then we got Mecha-Ude, episode 12. Even then, we continue onwards. Very much like Sengoku Yuka, episode 34. It's mostly a fight between two of the main characters. Well, I guess 4 of the main characters.
No, it's 4 of the main characters. 2 of them, one of them is the arm of one, and the other one is the arm controlling the body, but the body's fighting back against arm. So it's 3 against 1.
Yes. Yeah. And then, yeah, obviously, Alba wins, punches fist back into being a cube, but still saves him.
Yeah, he's still repairable, brothers. Essentially. You can summarize all that fight, because it's just like, yeah, that's the points of the salient points of the fight. Is like, hey, you say you hate humans, but you're doing all this because you love that one human. You're like, he loved humans so much, but then humans killed him, and now I hate humans. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Come on, man, logic it out. But the fight is actually really cool. Is the other thing. They get to do a lot of cool shit.
Rocket punch me, or rocket punch you back. Rocket punch.
He did the rocket punch, and then your man flew in, and the fist went around his fist to punch him again, while the fist was still punching him. I was just like, that's the thing we wanted from earlier.
Yeah, the thing about from earlier is that like the rocket punch goes out, he runs around the side, and then while the rocket punch hits him, he just hits him with his own hand, just like in the other side of his face.
Oh, I thought like punching him into the fist that was currently punching him. I thought was pretty cool.
The action move. I'll hit him. No, I'll hit him. We'll both hit him.
Right. I see. Okay.
Then you get like 5 minutes of prologue, epilogue rather, where all the bad guys are now good guys, but they're fighting new bad guys.
We are the secret organization that was waiting for our chance to go. It's like, it looks like you're using that prior Mecha-Ude as a new kind of collar, but we're dealing with it like it's illegal drugs and stuff, and all the guys.
These Mecha-Udes are out in the streets. We gotta clean it up.
And all our guys who are like, is it like 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s? Like they all have like a
1er and 2s and 3ers and fucking Catra and
they all
Troa Barton and all the other rest.
They also work with their partners who are also arms, and it's like it's the buddy cop situation, but one of the buddies is your arm, who is a guy who you do not get on with, but damn it, they make results.
They got the gate working again, and Alba's going to head back and sort out
their entire civilization for them.
Yes, and then he'll pop back to see them. And then in the end credits, we get season 2.
Here's the rest of it. Amaryllis is like, it's still like running rogue to the sisters. Have to go and hunt that down to get their final revenge in it. And then the final showdown against the new villain who would appear in their fun, saying, yeah, there's Aki, and there's fucking Kotaro, and there's June, and they all have their arms out together, and they're standing defiantly, they're about to punch this villain in the face for the final time, but we'll never know about that. So it was either like meant to be like, going to get more of this, or it's probably maybe it's meant to be kind of longer overall. It could have done possibly being longer. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They could have stretched it out if they wanted to. It was like very tight in the way it was doing it. Like I could see this being like a 50, 100 fucking episode thing, really drawing out the arm of the week fucking scenario, but they didn't do that.
Yeah,
They just
I like it as it stands.
no. I'm
Yeah.
not asking for that. I'm saying it could have done that if it wanted to. Yeah.
It's it's a nice kind of package in of itself, Just
Yeah.
like having all that stuff, over the credits, like fun, saying, yeah, that would be kind of cool to have as well. But I like it. It's a good little kind of this you're showing the fighting actiony thing, and a good, I guess, technical display of what the kind of animation we're trying to do here. Fun, here are like kind of complex mechanical like organisms, like the one things characters does it, and we've done them in animation and melded them with like I would say hand-drawn animation, but doesn't feel as incongruous as other attempts at this in the past. We found this like ideal middle ground that we can kind of make it all kind of work together. Get a bit frenetic in the action scenes, admittedly, could be a bit tricky to follow at times, but
it's definitely the kind of energy that they're going for as well. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like that's what they were attempting for. Whether you like it or not, it's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like this is obviously a big fast fun CG like blobby thing that's like kind of careening into the otherwise animated entirely differently rest of the TV show. They were melded together in a much more this coherent and complementary way. Like it's being used like not as a shortcut point. It's like this is kind of only way we can be able to kind of render these things at scale for a TV series, and we've managed to pull it off. And it is a technique, or like whatever this director or animation team wants to kind of use for things going forward. I can see what else they can make out of this. It's a real just showcase of what they can do and how far like the imagination for this has come. Rather than using CG to try and make animation look like what it's not, it's use of what it's good at and make it come together and enhance the thing as a whole.
Because you'd be mad to say any of those arms are like less characterful than the more traditional anime guys. Like they're all really funny caricature things and also really nice designs. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at her Pixiv. Oh no, so this is her Tumblr rather, which is last post is her drawing the three main characters as different breeds of snake for the new year.
After the new year, right?
Man, I'm gonna have to follow her. That sounds great.
Also like great just using like hands to form different shapes. We saw that like busy doing like shut up puppets, like I'm a dog, woof woof. I'm a hand, woof woof. See, I'm a bird, like, caw.
The fact that like, and again, it's kind of that stuff at the end where they're all like trying to clean up the streets of illegal arm related stuff. But it's all the baddies from the rest of the show, and the pairings are so funny of their arm partners, like, and they all argue to some extent or another with their arm partners. And I was just like, man, I kind of wish that dog hand was in it more. He's great. That kind of thing. I really like the little hand puppet dog. That's fun.
Yeah, I forgot the original short was from 2018. Yeah, Sai Okamoto is the creator and director. She's so yeah, this is I guess now her calling card for. She's got some other shorts which I don't think I've seen. But yeah, definitely we'll look out for more from her. That's
for real,
yeah. Then we've got, as he's lost his script, here we go. Trillion Game, the decisive battle. It's like, were you paying attention to the previous two episodes? Not the previous directly two episodes, but the two episodes where it pointed out in the title that Haru is a bad guy. Well, we've got to make it absolutely clear this episode.
Yep.
That he is a bad guy. But before we get to that bit, we have more more the fun side of Haru as he's taking on other bad guys by manipulating them
Worse guys.
in big business. And you feel good when he's manipulating people you think deserve to be manipulated, and then it makes you feel bad at the end of the episode when you realize, oh, he's manipulating people who don't deserve to be manipulated.
He's manipulating people. Some of those people are nice people who we like. It's just like,
Yes, and that's where Gaku is left at the end of the episode, going, God damn it.
because again, we start at he's on a plane trip to a millionaires conference or something like that. And he's thinking like, back in the day, Gaku would have handled this kind of stuff. And it's like, again, sorry, Haru would have handled this kind of thing. Like, and he's talking about it like he's fucking dead. And it's just like, something did happen, and we're constantly focusing back in on. It's like, do not go into business with your friend. It will not your friendship will fucking end. It's not good. And it's just like, yeah, that by the end of this one, it's like, yeah, something bad happened in their friendship. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he just went to jail, though. It's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible he went to jail, because I think it's pretty clear that him and the Kedouin are committing crimes in their manipulation of other people.
Technically, they're manipulating information to blackmail people into not doing insider trading. They're blackmailing them. It's like, if you do this, it will be insider trading. So now give us control of your shares, legal control of your shares. Now, we don't own your shares. That's fine. But we have legal control of your shares, giving us 51% stake in the company. Therefore, we can say the president must stand down. Or we can get the actor guy to say that, which will be more, it'll work more for our favor.
It was right in front of the shareholders meeting, which is somehow packed the Budokan with. I guess there's that popular of a company.
They packed like 2/3 of it, and it's an entertainment company, so you can see like there's some of the fans of the idols in there who are shareholders in this company. So I guess that's why it's like an event kind of thing, because entertainment company, it's very public.
It's been the rocketest AGM you've ever seen.
I mean, like, the girls are going to put on a show as well, so that's the other reason why there's probably a big enough audience. If you buy shares, you get to see the exclusive.
Everybody, I know you're here for the gig, but we have to do any old business. We got to go through all this first. Come on now, settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we were never going to make an online game."
It's really just kind of like it kind of taunts you with that one and said, we spent all the money in this zany scheme. It's obviously because it's going to go work out, because it'll make someone make more money off of this, still finance the game, and all of and said, no. Game is just like, just again something just to
we have enough money,
juice the con a bit. Yeah.
And it's not like those guys are like left on the lurch, like they're all jobless at the end of it. It's like, we'll have enough money. Those guys will make some kind of game. I don't give a fuck, as long as we earn profit, like, which we will. The shareholders don't give a fuck who have invested in the game. It's like, they'll shit out something and it'll be fine. Who cares? We don't care about the game guys, who are all lovely people who we like. So Gaku taken to the dinner with them. It's like, yeah, we're going to make the best game we can. We got 2 million. We're going to do it.
It's going to be good. I bet. Oh no.
Yeah, doesn't have the heart to tell them. So like, you guys can make a game. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck what you do and your dreams and your hopes that you put into game making and stuff. It's like, sorry, guys.
Yeah. Or is he going to stand up to Haru?
That's the other thing. Yeah. He is emotionally broke by the end of the episode. So yeah.
I would just hope so too. Like, I get this thing, like, that maybe Haru, like, just as much as you can would flip into one thing. I would be as ruthless as possible to kind of do, we do something that's like, equally flip back and one saying, well, if being nice would get me where I want to go, I would be nice then,
Yeah.
Which would make him a lot less interesting as a character then. It's just like, he's kind of like the co-protagonist here, and if you're reading or watching it, you want to like him as well. But it's not like kind of the same as Senku. Senku would be kind of like blunt and forceful, but he has this like
He has the best
moral
intentions for
core at
everyone.
the at like inside of it like that, and he's a very Sengoku-like character. It's just like having without any of the kind of at the same amount would say not to kind of back it up. The only thing he knows how to do is rip people off, which can be applied to many
If you
kind of
apply
schemes,
to
as
an
we can see.
asshole, it's like, yeah, rip off the assholes. But no, he's just rip everyone off in as much as it will benefit him and the people who kind of like end up in his wake, which they all benefit from, but a bunch of people get hurt along the way. But yeah, like you say, now Senku has like this moral core. I feel like there's things he won't do, like, and that specifically fucks him up at several points in Doctor Stone. So yeah, it makes them very different characters.
Like
and obviously,
the
reason you like Haru is the same reason he's getting on so well in the world of the thing, is that he is a charismatic bastard.
Yeah.
But can you see through it like soon enough before he fleeces you?
Yes, and whether Gaku can perhaps pull him back from being quite so cruel and heartless and treating people as stepping stones and accessories, I believe is the phrase he uses. In this episode.
Yeah, like I don't have to like agree with what he does or says, like consumption or reviewing is not endorsement of the views within. No. I'm just kind of interested maybe in seeing like fun, saying what was going through this fucker's mind, because considering the world we live in as well, like this is the way a lot of like these a lot of creeps operate. Like I'm kind of curious to kind of see like fun what might be their motivation, their drive for doing any of this besides just like naked profit and greed, or is there anything else like that will like drives your thinking or kind of twist it like that?
Yes.
Like it's kind of written off very early on by some people. It's just like oh, I can't watch this. It's about this is like making out these corporates to be the fucking heroes of insane. I don't think it is. I think it's pretty open that like he's a real bastard from the off. Like
yes, and a lot of it's supposed to be cautionary tale. You should be aware of these sort of people. In your day-to-day life.
I think the example of the what's your man's name who's the manager who initially seems very yakuza, but then once you realize he's an entertainment manager, Kenamin. When we see him,
Kenamin, yeah, maybe.
Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, when you see him initially, you think he's like, oh, he's a sleaze guy, and it's like, oh no, he was a nice guy who was forced to take the fall for something because he's a nice guy, and because of that, now he's like, I'm willing to let my hands get a little fucking dirty because my life got fucked up by that whole situation. And you can see where he's coming from. It's like, yeah, he wants to do good for this entertainment company, but then you don't know where Haru's coming from. In that same way, you're like, why are you being such a dick to people for your own benefit? That kind of way, yeah.
Friendship ended with Gaku. Kedouin is my best friend now.
Yes, and I guess the other suggestion that something might have happened to Kedouin is that his assistant in the present day is now Gaku's assistant.
Has he been corrupted by the influence? Like that's the other thing. Like we know some of the nice characters came out of this and they're still nice, even though they're millionaires, which kind of suggests that they're not fucking nice. But whatever. That's a judgment on.
Amnestation may not have happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, the person we don't get the view of in this episode is Rin.
I mean, like we just get to see her go to the bank again. It's like the account is fucking empty again. Fucking what? Because is she gonna like turn on him as well? It was just like, stop. You get no control over the finances from now on. I'm the president.
Yes. Yes. I feel like if they both put their foot down, then
if he wrongs enough people, yeah.
Yes, because they're supposed to be together. And if he's running wild with not telling people what his plans are, it's not fair to them.
And this is the first time where our other main lead is kind of like he's aware of the plans of Gaku of dropping the game company essentially, or not giving a fuck about whatever it is they produce. So this is the first time he's like, I know where he's going with this, and I don't like it because mostly he doesn't explain where he's going with it, and people just have to fucking deal with it afterwards.
Should you respect morality from a comic that Ryuichi Ikegami drew? I would say maybe not.
Yes, Volume 2 arrived today, so it's doing about one volume every 4 episodes. The one thing I did notice is that definitely in the comic they do a better job of the bit where Rin goes round Gaku's house and he's unshaven and hasn't got his glasses on. They Ikigami pulls off the gag of, oh hell, he looks a lot more attractive like this than how we normally see him.
Crying Freeman looking motherfucker over here.
Yes. He looks rugged, but he's got sort of a weekend's worth of growth. And
When
his
he's not
glasses
so
are on.
clean cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he does not realise this and apologises and immediately shaves and puts his glasses on.
Fixes his hair into the nerd haircut that he normally has.
It's a reverse. She's all that. It's like, nope, we got to nerd this dude up, make him a real businessman.
Because at the same volume, it ends on the bit when he's standing in the host club, wondering how it's come to be this way. Why am I in this host club? What has he got me into this time? Then we've got Snowball Farmer, episode 26, Plan for an Independent Hokkaido, in which our author reveals her plans.
We steal the Ainu gold and use it to finance a private army to take over the country.
What I love about this show is it does things to me where while watching it, I instantly look up the agricultural dependence of my own country, Ireland, and I just see how we're fucking doing. I think it's like 12 or 13%, which makes sense because we do a lot of agricultural trade with the EU, so we don't have to be that independent with that shit. There's a lot of export there. But her plan is to starve the rest of Japan with the breadbasket of Hokkaido becoming its own independent fucking nation.
This will force Japan to become more self-sufficient.
They'll have to breed cows in the middle of Tokyo or sow fields and car parks. I don't fucking care. It's their fucking
bring
problem.
back the shogunate.
Her editor it's like, shit, we're in a lot of fucking trouble. But then it's like, we won't export manga to you. Your one's like, no, the industry which I've made my fucking fortune, which isn't agriculture as it happens.
Yeah, this rather than look up agricultural dependence, I looked up Hokkaido independence movements, of which there wasn't really one, but there was like a guy in the 70s, one of the new left guys who was like, yeah, Hokkaido become independent, and the Ainu will definitely help us out on this. To which other left people go, you probably should ask them first.
Okay, like, how do they feel about what you've done to them historically? How is the current Japanese government treating them? Like, these are things you need to do first and ask them before you assume that they'll be cool with you.
Better keep their nose out of it, wouldn't they?
But yes, I do wonder whether that is also the influence of one of the characters' plots in Golden Kamuy, though, who has a very similar idea that he's going to turn it into an independent Hokkaido, and the Ainu are going to be perfectly on board with his plan. But yeah, and then I also wondered which part of Concrete Revolution is about that. So I was like, go back and watch season 2 again to see whether some of the yokai plot matches up to that.
Wait, didn't they try making a yokai nation or something, which is like an
it was like one
Hokkaido?
Underground, wasn't there? There was like an underground yokai nation, if I remember correctly. It's harder to remember season 2 because it's not as good as season 1.
It's good, but yeah, that not in order of season 1 is just hard to beat.
Yes.
Well, it's a lot bleaker.
Yeah.
Yes, it's bleaker. Yeah. It's 2 episodes shorter, and clearly they didn't dedicate as much time to it as season 1 got. Because it was not as successful as My Hero Academia. Then onto the stories of girls who couldn't be magicians, of which the only thing I remember is me swearing at the TV at the end of the episode, going, how dare you tease a season 2 where you have done nothing in season 1?
It was just, nothing. Oh my god.
So I need to go back and start watching, like you said, Brian, I need to go back and start watching Mushroom Pup. And I am going back and watching 365 Days to the Wedding. And like literally the last episode I watched, I think it was episode 6. Like something so cringy in terms of romantic entanglements happened because I fucking did that. And I was like, oh no, fucking hoisted by my own petard by this fucking show. And I was like, this is good. I wish I kept watching that rather than watching the the magicians one.
What you could do is watch Little Witch Academia, but touches on all of this and actually arrives to a conclusion, like a definite lands on something.
That was an anime written by anime people and not adapted from the web novel. Additionally,
What distracted us with this was it started looking very good. There was a bunch of nice design. It's a very pretty show.
It reminds you of that in this last episode. Of saying, yeah, remember all this stuff he dazzled you with, like at the beginning. It's just like, yeah,
that's how you tricked me.
Yep, everything is fine. School festival goes ahead as planned. The principal who was initiating this whole thing has not learned his lesson. I'll just do it again. I'm just going to do it again.
That was just my plan A. Little does she know that I have a plan B to steal the life force of children, presumably, and assume that it's a good thing.
Then
sibling and cat plotting again.
Madame Suzuki, the most interesting, teacher character, is just going to fuck off again somewhere. So
yeah.
Yeah, I was just so mad at it. So I watched a whole load of Kinoku Inu, and that is so much better. The stuff with the other one is great because it turns out the other one is owned by a single mum and her daughter, and it is essentially like a sibling because when she was hiding in the bushes, they hadn't got the other pup then. It's when they were rolling down the hill, some spores came off the mushroom pup and caused another one to grow.
Good stuff.
There's a joke where, and the mum went to school with the author. She's also an author. When they're in kindergarten, I don't think they ever went to school.
Sorry, I thought you meant they went to writing courses, like college school together.
They were in kindergarten together, and he's always having flashbacks of her bullying him, and then when we see the flashbacks, it's like, oh no, she liked you and she was teasing you because that's the only way she knew how to express. But she's still like that as a fully grown woman with a teenage girl.
That's good.
And she's also like that to the mushroom pups. She convinces them that the lithium batteries in their mobile phones are going to explode at one point. And so they throw them away. The mushroom pups they're able to type, so they just start talking using mobile phones at one point. And then it's episode 11, the big reveal, episode 11 or episode 10. The big reveal is that the mushroom is different. As he explained in episode 1, he's not a reincarnation of the dead dog because the mushroom has been watching over him even longer than that. Because he has a flashback. Another thing that lodges in his memory of him as a small child. So it's after the parents have died? Or maybe not. I mean, they stay anyway, he's with his grandmother, they're in a park. The park backs on to a mushroom research center, which I think is where tall guy who's in love with the author works now. And they find a weird moving mushroom, and the grandmother relocates it to the grandmother's garden.
Oh, which is the house that he's in.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And essentially tells the mushroom to watch over him, and then if you ever see him depressed, and start giving
become a dog.
Look after him. Yes, essentially.
And it sounds really good. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that show. Yes. We thought we didn't have time for it. This show seemed to be going. The other thing that caught us on this show, and this is our own fault, and I get it. It's like we were having fun talking about it, but not as much fun watching it. That kind of way. Like we got obsessed with that fucking nurse cat for like a while because it was just like, what's the deal with that fucking cat? How can a cat be a nurse?
There was no mystery to be unraveled there. It's just
no.
It's just everything is just playing the first bit as you kind of see. It's just they aren't conceding things. This can't be asked to do anything with it. That's just the mystery here. That was the fun bafflement that I'm feeling right now about the whole thing.
Yeah, shows that we Kaneki, because Kaneki should take everything should have told me it was because it's a comic that has ended, so they can write it and pace it, knowing where the story's going. I should listen to my own instincts and not just be dazzled by pretty pictures.
We'll learn for future. Yeah.
We can dazzled by them, by just, looking at it on YouTube, I suppose. Just
Yeah,
that'd be
it's by an art book. I'd probably enjoy it. Dragon Ball Daima episode 11, Dragon Ball Daima episode 12. We got another Beijing.
Yep. And we now have Aaron Sue now has her Time Bokan style little team up here. We have a got a sexy dame, a little Weasley smart dude, and a big fat dumb guy.
Yes.
So sorry, it's Majin Goo and Majin
Imagine Ku and Imagine
Majin
Do.
Goo and Do is the fat stupid one. Ku is the smart one who gets none of the fucking credit for all the fucking shit he does, and that makes it funnier.
I did love that the previous episode of him saying I can carry out chores really quickly pays off in the very next episode.
Listen, you don't give him fucking credit, but he went to the shops twice in a pinch, and that was fucking very important.
And you got the good chocolate. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a power boost he needed for Imagine Do to get one over on the Dragon Ball Garden Yoki thing, and we got it, man. We beat him this time. Just brute forced it.
If he didn't go to the shop and get that bar of chocolate in a pinch, because he's very Majin Buu like, where he's like, I demand to eat, but he's a nice boy. Once you give him the chocolate, he will do what you ask him to do.
And I immediately forgot that there's also you've passed a physical exam now for the theory test.
I did not forget
afterwards.
I was looking forward to that because Goku's one was just like eye coordination, which is like, that's kung fu shit. He'll be fine for that. But it's like, no, fucking maths. And I was just
add
like,
up these numbers. Okay, 2, all right, plus 5, plus 7, okay, plus 23, plus 41, plus and it keeps going on ridiculously. Not even that. And fun. He's a big dumb guy. Never figured this out. Imagine Ku is just going like fun saying. It's fun 2,298,138 fun saying. Or we just respond, tell him to say this.
He he just mutters that because he's just adding it up in his head. Like he's like, I'm just doing maths for fun, and his fatter brother kind of hears him. Is like 2,428,012, and he man's like,
correct.
Yeah, you did it. Well done. I didn't even know that, and I'm a robot.
That was the point where I was like, oh, I think I know how these two are going to become a real threat. Is because we know. Because we've got those insects that you could use to. Oh, fuse. You said fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I thought I said the wrong thing. Yeah. And
I
the reason it kind of hints that towards you because Goku's like, hey Vegeta, you want to eat one of these senzu bean bugs? It's like, I don't eat bugs anymore. I'm cool.
Bullshit. I've seen you eat like the leg of a giant space bug when you're on or to kick our ass. Fun said you didn't know about that. We saw the tapes. It was all in there. Fun said, well, I'm on Earth now. I'm married with children. I have a more refined palate. Thank you very much.
I mean, like we know he tries to save Earth on multiple occasions by introducing a god of destruction to instant ramen and the delicious wonders of Earth. So he's not eating bugs anymore. So that's years later after this. So that's not yet. But he doesn't eat bugs anymore. But that reminds you that, hey, remember those bugs? They're important. Wouldn't you know?
He gets his cool 5 up and says, "Step back. I'm taking on like Dragon Ball fucking Holder Golem number 2. It's my fight now. Check this out." Super Saiyan 3, Shisha. I got Super Saiyan 3 as well. Fun saying, you didn't think my fork could go any further, could it? But it could. My heart couldn't see much further. But I found a way.
And then his extra part is having to go through some sort of children's logic puzzle.
Trick question.
When your man's like, because he's the guy with the trident has been so fucking cool up to this point, like a real cool customer. But he kind of like, now let me get out my storyboards. Barry has 5 biscuits, and it's just like, oh my god, fucking hell! Are you like everyone else just
Professor
going
Layton bullshit up here?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a trick question, as in like, so Barry has 10 biscuits. He gives half of them to a bear. The bear gives back 3. He meets a dog. The dog steals 7, but like then 3 are stolen back off him, divided equally. And I was like, what was the name of the dog? I thought it was going to be something like that. It's like, were you paying attention?
I was going to say that.
I got
if I had 7 cats, how many were going to St. Ives?
Yeah, my impression was it was supposed to be like a proper maths puzzle, and then but he could not deny that Vegeta's cold hard logic made sense, and therefore
his answer was correct. That's the important fucking thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Snakes can't eat biscuits.
Don't feed biscuits to a snake. Correct. You shouldn't. It's bad for them.
We also get lots of stuff with what's the old Namekian called?
Jeez, I keep forgetting his name. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, because he gives number 2 a boost. Because it's like, hey, Vegeta got a boost. I'll give him a boost as well. Because they like fighting. I'm doing him a favor. And then also the number 1 robot also gets a boost when he's like, oh shit, this guy's got crazy powers. He can all stretch and do weird wobbly stuff. I need to increase my power to do it.
Yeah, but he does go the line of, you're so powerful, could you take down the Supreme Demon King yourselves? He's like, the Namekians should never use their power for conflict, and everyone stares at Piccolo.
Because initially when he sees Piccolo, he's like, wow, a combat Namekian. That's quite rare. And then it's like, yeah, Namekians don't use their power for conflict. That's fucked up. And he won't hurt me because they're useful to keep around. And they're all like, Piccolo, are you an asshole? Like everyone kind of gives him a look like that. It's like, no, it's cool for there to be 1 or 2 combat Namekians.
You know, happens.
It was me and Nail, and now I'm Nail as well. So it's fine. It's cool.
Well, I like it because normally it's Goku or Vegeta who get that stare.
Yeah.
Like there's some sort of behavior which they constantly indulging that they should not be indulging in.
Vegeta gets a lot of these in these ones because his wife is there to pick him apart on several occasions where Vegeta's shy at these kind of questions, that kind of thing. It's just like
yeah, these 2 great episodes. I love these Meijin guys. They're so much fun.
Yeah. These are great.
This both of them came out like wrong from the party, but it's like, god damn it! It's like I was meant to make it like an unstoppable killing machine. I got these 2 idiots instead.
And the thing of like all our characters being like, even our threatening villains are also fucking idiots. Like they hear an explosion outside in the palace when the fight with number 1 is like kind of going up, and he's like, hey, what's going on out there? And it's like, fuck, they beat him up and got the first Dragon Ball, and man's like, yeah, but there's no way they have the second. Scroll magically. It's like, fuck, they got the second.
Guess who we know who's got the other one? It's like, oh man.
Who are those guys? What are those green dudes? Are those the guys who we turned into children? What is fucking happening?
I'm a demon king. Get no respect around here.
Yeah, it's the wonderful thing of like that, because all the villains, none of them are super villainous.
Yeah.
It's hard to really tell who the end game villain is going to be in the story. I guess, I mean, obviously the Supreme Demon King seems pretty villainous because he's got all those slave rings around the necks of the people in Demon World 3 and draining them of their energy. But as a competent villain, beyond getting a wish, that's about it. That's about all he's managed to do.
He wants a wish, and he's really trying to cram in as much Dragon Ball as he can, because he's like, I need to understand the plot as it fucking is now, because I don't fucking know what exactly is happening or who's potentially going to attack me. So I just turn them into babies, just in case.
Yeah. And we'll raise Dende back up to an adult, and then he'll be able to make crap wishes for me, regardless.
As long as we raise him by telling him stories about generosity. So that's his evil plan, to raise a kid right. It's so good.
So and the fact that these 2, this witch and a scientist, have created 2 children for themselves who are also seemingly pretty nice. They're not quite the devastating evil villains who they were hoping to raise.
One initially seemed very evil Sci-Bi man looking, but it's actually like a super helpful nice guy who's good at maths and will go to the shops for you. And the other guy's kind of dumb, bit greedy for chocolate, but other than that, a good lad.
Fight's good, so we gotta give him that.
And that's it for this week. I think there's one thing we might watch next week that aired this week, which is some sort of Quincy MD type.
Oh yeah, I watched it. It's okay. I'll see how it goes for its first mystery. It's very much like Quincy House. It's like about a doctor who solves like strange, bizarre, like murder mysteries. It's got a Tesco Value Columbo on it. It could be all right.
Otherwise, I think the things we've got next week is Detective Conan, Detective Boys and the Two Leaders, Zenshu, First Stroke, Chibi Godzilla, Dr. Stone's Science Future, which I think aired today, Trillion Game, and I think more Dragon Ball Time, but I'm not entirely sure on that one because I know Trillion Game on Crunchyroll has got like a definite date of when it's back.
We'll see how much of Daima is finished because Fairu is taking a hiatus from acting for personal reasons.
Okay.
And she is Pansy in that. So it depends how much they got to have in the can as of speaking right now.
Yeah, I guess it would give us a lead to hell. Yeah, there's no date on that page, so maybe that is not back this week. So I'll say the Trillion Game one did have a thing saying, I'm back Thursday. And I think now it has aired. And then I think the rest of the stuff is next week, because as I've definitely noticed over the past few years, nothing any good airs the first week of January.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dead week for film and a lot of other fucking industries as well.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's expected. Oh, there's gonna be a lot more on. But I think I was like there's a lot of kind of sequels to things but they were continuing.
Yes.
It makes you see that there was more coming out than there actually was. It's interesting. This has been. I've seen Zenshu, all right. Let's give that a look to see where that goes as well. But it's like as far as like span new things, it's a little thinner than I may have made it out to be in my own head.
Yeah, maybe from bureaucrat to villainess down to being reincarnation. I'm going to check that out later. That's on High Dive. The latest trailer for that had me more interested because it seems like the daughters of the dad can see what the dad's doing in the video game he's been reincarnated in by watching the video game.
Okay, so like you've been isekai, but we have access to the isekai, through the medium of that it's in. Yeah.
It's more like Uncle
from another world.
Another world. The dad is in a coma in the real world. And I was like, okay, that makes it a little bit more interesting, is that we get to see the real world reaction to the dad now being the villainess in some sort of a Tome game. But the following week got Sakamoto Days, and at least for me, Machine Genesis Wataru, if it's airing anywhere in English.
That's I thought that's a real outside odds on that now.
Yeah, I mean it did air on the YouTube channel. The sort of the previous sequels did in English. They were on the YouTube channel subtitled. The mini series sequels, literal Wataru follow-ups as opposed to this being a remake. He's a YouTuber. And then of course Kidiku Man on January the 12th.
Yes. Yeah. How could I forget?
I am increasingly psyched about Jinka. Because I was giving like thoughts. I was thinking about the things I liked from the previous year, and I was like, Kidiku Man, Perfect Origin, pretty high up there on things I enjoyed from 2020.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like it's kind of like what you expected from it, but like in the best possible way, like in a very satisfying way.
This was something that kind of set out so many kind of devices and things that are still used right now, and then we're going to like change those around.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be it for this week. So now I'm going to read out the new thing I've written, which may change next week, to remind myself to make sure I start editing things at the end of the episode. So that's it for another episode of Let's Go. And we'll be right back after these days. Goodbye.
Bye.